Sherry, ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ nípa government lénìí. Yes, a lot of things is happening in country, and to me, I believe one thing, that President Tinubu is trying possible best to make sure he arrange and rebuild this country, to favor everybody. But let us be sincere to ourselves. No matter how it is, we need to understand one thing, that President Tinubu is trying his possible best. I watched one video online where Pastor Kukah, was trying to advise Rufai, but because to me, I believe that no matter what is good that Tinubu is doing, Rufai he doesn't want to commend him. Maybe because of the hatred or something, I don't know. But I think it's not possible for Tinubu to resolve the Nigerian problem in 2 years. It's not possible for Tinubu to take us to the next level that we want easily. It's not possible. The only problem that makes this country look like this is because of the subsidy removal and the unification of Naira. These two things, to me, I think it favored the poor masses. These two things, the unification of Naira, we're supposed to be paying subsidy on the dollar, and we're supposed to be paying subsidy on petrol because of the poor masses. I think it affected the poor masses most than the rich people. Because it's obvious now that government is doing something. Immediately Tinubu removes fuel subsidy. I know that federal government is doing a lot before. If you buy this phone about 2 years ago, around maybe 80,000 or 100,000 naira or 200, now you'll be buying it around 400, 450 to 500,000. Immediately Tinubu remove subsidy on dollar and fuel. See, the inflation just trigger. That means federal government is doing something. That means subsidy is good for the poor masses. But we all accepted it. They come out and canvass us, persuade us, as if there are some criminal people, there are some criminals that is, using that opportunity of the source subsidy to rape us, to rape the poor masses. But to me, I think fuel subsidy is good. That's what I'm just going to tell Tinubu. I watched Pastor Kukah trying to advise Rufai about one or two things about Tinubu. To me, I think Tinubu is trying his possible best, and he's trying. Don't you see, Timmy? Because of that first subsidy, things has happened. Let us be sincere to ourselves. But what Tinubu is doing, you cannot expect him to resolve all the problem that has occurred for the past maybe 60 years. To now resolve it in the next within 2 years, it's not possible. Anytime Rufai want to do any comment, make any comment about Tinubu, it's negative. And that is why most of the time, anytime we want to say anything, I don't want to listen, because the reason is this. Oman trigger a lot of people láti jẹ́ kí wọ́n wà annoyed. Oman trigger a lot of people láti jẹ́ kí wọ́n má believe in this country again, because they don't want us to believe in Nigeria again. To me, because everything is saying is negative. You don't want to even say anything positive about it, about this government. And that is wrong. It's not possible. Anytime this government do something that is good, we have to praise them. And if they do anything that is bad, we have to praise them. And it's not only Rufai that is doing all these things. It's not Rufai alone. Majority of all these people that talk online, they do it just because of the hatred they have for Nigeria. To me, Tinubu has tried his possible best to reshape the economy. But I think we need subsidy in this country because of the poor masses, because it affected, this government affected the poor masses a lot because of that first subsidy that they removed and the unification of Naira. Let us be sincere to ourselves. But I will never say that Tinubu has not tried, because we know what President Tinubu did to Nigerian economy. It destroyed it. Because the economy that Jonathan gave Buhari is more than $500 billion to Buhari. The one that Jonathan gave to Buhari is more than $500 billion. The one that Buhari gave to Tinubu is not up to 300 billion. So we've seen some drastically change in our economy. But Tinubu still need to do more, because could it affect our poor masses positively? It's still affecting them negatively. But that doesn't mean we should not praise him for what he's doing. You might not like him because of this is not your candidate. That doesn't mean anything. But we need to be reasonable. Because to me, I don't think Peter Obi can take all this bold step. I don't think Tinubu can take all this bold step. Peter Obi is just using strategy of, oh, because of this, because of... To me, Peter Obi can never take all this action that Tinubu is taking. Because he's a soft man. Let us be sincere to ourselves. And we know what Peter Obi did in Anambra State. We know what he did in Anambra State. Peter Obi did not do any magic there. What did he do? What is the GDP of the Anambra State now? When Tinubu took over Lagos State, when he was a governor of Lagos State, we know the GDP of Lagos, and we know the GDP of Lagos now. What is the GDP of Anambra State when he took over, and what is the GDP of Anambra State now? So to me, Peter Obi we cannot even compare Peter Obi with Tinubu. It's embarrassed to Tinubu, to be sincere. It's an embarrassment to Tinubu. So let us watch this, the Kukah, how Kukah responded to Rufai Hussein. Because to me, I believe one thing, that Rufai Hussein doesn't want, even if Tinubu do good, you don't want to praise them. I don't know the reason why, but let's watch it together.
1 year is too early, and I must, what's the word to use now? I must make a quick admission that I'm not, I believe in this country. And whoever God places in a position to govern this country, I will try and support them as best as I can. As long as, not that they are doing what I want them to do, but as long as I can see that they are heading in the right direction. My 8 years of engaging Buhari had nothing to do, nothing personal. Now, I can give the vice president, how will I put it, the benefit of the doubt, because I've known him for a good bit of time. I've worked with him. I think I trust his commitment and his capacity. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, our president, I've known for quite a period, for quite a period of time. What's and all, I see and I hear that we are somehow in a very difficult situation, but I see a bit of commitment to continue with this journey. And all we can do is to continue to encourage those in government. So for me, if you ask me, 1 year is too early, but I think that if we put together all the pains and all the sufferings and all the agonies that have been inflicted on this country, I think that they've not been done out of a sense of malevolence. I think it's more a question of, and this is why I've said that the government needs to have come up a little bit more clearly, more constructively, and a more robust way to engage Nigerians to say, look, we are on a journey to Golgotha, but this is how long it is going to take us. Beyond this, there will be redemption. Those have been my problems. So if you talk about trust, yes, we trust those whom God has endowed with the responsibility of governing us. I also see and I hear and I see a lot of the things that are going on. And I think that, frankly, it is my hope that maybe down the line, in another 6 months, I imagine that things should be slightly, significantly different. So if you ask me, do I believe that this government can achieve what it wants to achieve? I believe my answer is yes. But we also have a duty and a responsibility to be eternally vigilant, to keep the government on its feet. And I think you can also see that some of the things that people have, the agitation that people have made, that government has shown a bit of response in a way, a manner that we were not familiar with. So for me, anybody or any government that is prepared to take us a little bit away from where President Buhari left us, I'll be more than happy to support that process. But I don't issue any government a blank check.
So where are we? Where are we going? Where do we want to be as a nation? And you also talked about the mindset of, we keep saying, oh, rejigging security architecture and all of that. Trillions go down the drain, but we don't really get anything out of it. I mean, these are the factors on ground. And when you look at it, you talked consistently about the things that, President Buhari did not do right. But all of those persecutions are still there today. And it's just 1 year down the line, and nothing has improved. The state of the economy will be taken through an economic merry-go-round, and we are still where we are. Things have even gotten worse off. PZ have less this morning. You're saying we need a time for healing. When is it going to be the time?
I think Rufai, no wound heals in a day. And I think that what you are doing, let me tell you, unknown to you, you have established yourself, and not only three of you, all of you who are on the talking shows and so on, you underestimate the amount of influence you have on people. You don't know the number of people you inspire. But there is a limit to how much a negative journey can take you to. The map reading business is not something that the president does. And for me, my main concern and interest is that, look, contrary to the whole expectation, Nigerians think that one day they're going to find some Messiah who is going to come and I say, no, we can't have a Messiah in Nigeria, because if you have a Messiah, the Christians recognize him, the Muslims will not recognize him. The Muslims are also, in some segments of Islam, are expecting a Messiah. When he appears, the Christians will not. We're not looking for a Messiah, and there are no Messiahs anywhere. For me, the media in Nigeria is doing an extraordinarily good job. So the question is, how do we continue to hold the feet of those who are in power, to the fire? Without, we don't need a situation in which I'm not an opposition politician, but I'm also opposed to things that I see government is not doing right. So if you talk about healing, quite a lot is taking place. And I'm not talking about in relation to government. I think that despite all the challenges and the difficulties, we have a lot of bright spots here and there. There is evidence that we're in the right direction. Where we are not, the government is not doing well, or any government for that matter, it is important that we learn how to, as somebody said, make noise. But I don't think we can just assume that nothing is happening, nothing is changing. No, a lot of things are changing. So we must continue. And of course, unlike you, I'm a priest. So one of the things I market, and I market best, is hope. And I think that's where that's where we differ. So no matter how difficult things may be, I have to find a reason to let people know that tomorrow will be better.
Please subscribe to Facetv Africa and turn the notification on. Facetv Africa, subscribe.
Face TV. No Swoby.